What if, right at this moment, a new virus emerged and swept across the globe until 90% of humanity was gone? Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding silence where cities once buzzed. Empty highways, no crowds, no offices, no classrooms, just a few survivors holding the pieces. Hi, I'm from Future Quest, and today we're diving into a chilling scenario. What if a global pandemic wiped out nearly everyone? It may sound like science fiction, but by stretching what we know about past outbreaks and combining it with a worst-case imagination, we can explore terrifying possibilities and learn why they matter. First, let's set the stage. A virus appears highly contagious, little immunity in the population, and a mortality rate that doesn't just take 1% or 5%, but 90% of all infected, or maybe 90% of the world. Spread by air, maybe zoonotic in origin, jumping from animal to human, evading our vaccines and therapies. Governments scramble, hospitals collapse, health systems fail. In the early days, people die fast. Families gasp for air, hospitals overflow, the streets are quiet except for ambulances and drones delivering warning messages. Within weeks, the world enters lockdowns. Travel bans, border closures, martial law in some places. But with such a high fatality rate, containment fails. Cities fall silent, grocery shelves empty, supply chains break. Power grids falter because the people keeping them running are gone. A few survivors pick their way through chaos. Those immune were somehow spared, trying to comprehend what's left. Now we enter the consequences segment. In the short term, the shock is everywhere. Medical staff gone, emergency services stopped, food and water supply disrupted. Without farmers, transporters, factory workers, the production of food collapses. Supermarkets remain closed, and people must rely on what they can scavenge or grow themselves. Governments struggle to maintain order. Law enforcement is decimated. Social order breaks down. Some communities form small enclaves. Others resort to violence to survive. Environmental effects begin. With vastly fewer humans, wildlife rebounds, cities become overgrown. But that's the only silver lining. Economies collapse. Money loses value. With 90% of the workforce gone, industries vanish. The idea of normal life becomes distant memory. In the medium and long term, population demographics shift dramatically. Survivors may be mostly young or healthy people older. Vulnerable groups might be wiped out. With so few people, reproduction drops. Generations may be skipped. Entire cultures, languages, traditions might vanish. Infrastructure decays. Electricity, water, communication networks falter. Dark nights become permanent. Memories of city lights fade. But the real twist, in all this darkness, the survivors find meaning. Communities band together. Maybe a new way of life emerges, slower, more connected to nature, more humble. The question we face is, what changes in humanity when the majority is gone? Do we rebuild the same world or build a new one? And here comes the real takeaway. By imagining this extreme scenario, we realize how fragile our global systems are. Healthcare, economy, supply chains, and how much depends on every one of us. It also humbles us. We're not invincible. The past shows us pandemics have changed history, city by city, country by country. Think of the Black Death or the 1918 flu. So when you hear about vaccines, preparedness, research, these are not just words. They are the shields between us and the what if. If a pandemic could really kill off 90% of the population, the suffering, the loss, the change would be unimaginable. But the lesson is real. We must care for our systems, for our planet, for each other. Thanks for watching this deep dive with Future Quest. If you found this thought experiment intriguing, please hit the like button and subscribe for more explorations into possible futures. Leave a comment below. What would you do if 90% of humanity disappeared? Would you try to rebuild society or retreat into survival mode? Until next time, stay curious, stay prepared, and remember, our future is shaped by how we act today. Like, subscribe, and let's journey forward together.